somehow I always say the wrong thing. And I just wanna sleep, but you're killing me. Digging up the past in the kitchen, crying. You keep my car when you broke this home. You crossed my heart with the heart of stone. And I just start sinking every time you start drinking. Calling me back, but I'm not wanting you back, wanting you back. Going crazy, make me mad. You're the worst I ever had. You're making me manic, manic. I think I've had it, back to back panic attacks. Drive me crazy till I crash. You're so dramatic, manic. I think I've had it. You know I just can't have the fact that I keep on coming back, manic. You're always going through my texts. It's like we're breaking up for makeup sex. You should have stayed a one night stand. Gaslight me, make me think I'm tough. This psycho shit's gone way too far. You say it's fine, it's just a lie.
Every fucking time.
Now you're calling me back, but I'm not wanting you back, wanting you back. Going crazy, make me mad. You're the worst I ever had. You're making me manic, manic. I think I've had it. Back to back panic attacks. Drive me crazy till I crash. You're so dramatic, manic. I think I've had it. You know I just can't help the fact that I keep on coming back, manic.
That was a shout out to all the BPD girlies in the commentary community. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Nerdy Live, the best show in commentary. And listen, look, I know P-Paul, he's semi-active again in the community, okay? But we still hold the title of best show in commentary, okay? And I will not be taken down from this throne just yet. All right, hope you guys are having a good day. We've had a very interesting week in terms of the commentary community. You know, we had a little someone poke a bear, and then they were surprised that the bear poked back. Shocking, I know, and now they deleted all their social medias, at least the ones we know of. They're probably still watching, they're still lurking in the backgrounds, because they are terminally online, even though realistically they should be taking care of their kids. But I digress. Guys, it's been an awesome week because okay, not only do we have that mess, but we also had an actual good Mrbeast video come out. Like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Holy shit, an actual good Mrbeast video? What madness is this? It's by Soggy Cereal, and I believe I have heard of this guy before. Actually, hang on. Actual cam up. I've heard of this guy before. Him and Dogpack had a little Twitter back and forth. I want to say like a month or two ago, and that's where I know him from mainly. But he has made the definitive Mrbeast video. So, this is the first time reaction. I've heard great things about this, though. So I figured, why not watch it?
Yes. You're pushing back on everything that we're saying. So what?
Well, because you're trying to fire me, and I want to work at this company.
I'm the CEO of this company. If I'm talking, don't interrupt.
And I've been trying to get to this point,
of working on Mrbeast for a long time. Can I please have a second chance?
You were the manager of Dawson, or Dogpack 404. I was the manager of Dogpack 404 for a time being. If you had to describe the work...
Oh my god. We have actual fucking testimony from workers? What? What? This is insane right here. Shout out to everyone watching in chat. Hey, Nix. Hey, Johnny Hex, Kevin Z, Jacob Golf. Hope you guys are all doing well. Yo, Nerdy, I just got done eating some pancakes and bacon. Then gonna hit my McDonald's bowl and get lit for dessert. Yo, that sounds like a good time. That sounds like a good time. Don't let cereal turn soggy. That is objectively like the worst part of the cereal, right? The worst part of the cereal right there. But, you know, I digress. Let's continue onward.
Working conditions when Dawson was working with you in ideation with one word, what word would it be?
I would say it was depressing.
The war crime stuff, that was
Depressing. Damn, what a way to bring the mood down.
a joke. Why did you make that joke?
Actively right now, by the videos that Dawson is making, he is actively hurting the philanthropy that is helping thousands and millions of lives.
Oh, so you want to cheaply manipulate people by imitating Content Cop? I'll show you imitating Content Cop.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be interesting.
What we do here is go back.
Oh, this is great. Oh god.
Hey my bowl of cereal, as most of you have probably guessed by now, this video won't just be about this alleged fraudulent and manipulative asshole, it'll also be about this confirmed fraudulent and manipulative asshole.
Ooh. This is gonna be fun. Get your popcorn, boys and girls. I'm gonna love this.
Dogpack 404, also known as Dawson French, and his victims of manipulation. For the people who have not been exposed to his propaganda yet, Dogpack 404, or Dawson French, is an ex-Mrbeast employee who worked there for about 3 weeks, and after being fired, made or worked on videos filled with lies about Mrbeast. And I became suspicious of Dogpack 404 after he called me overdramatic for not wanting to spread serious accusations with unsubstantiated and easily refutable evidence. As well as because he tried to silence me with threats of slander after I started suspecting him of lying. So in this video, I will be debunking close to every accusation he and the people he manipulated have made. But soggy!
By the way, I know we're getting ahead of time. We're getting a bit ahead of ourselves here, but look who commented on the video chat. That's not a fake Mrbeast account, by the way. Because I have a plugin that enables me to look at the subs and everything. That's the official Mrbeast channel. Finally, a video that doesn't spread baseless slander about me. Lol. Now, of course, I don't know if that's actually Jimmy behind it or what. But Mrbeast knows about this video. Or at least someone over there that does.
Are you going to glaze the Mrbeast, Soggy? Are you going to decry the lunchly owning, alleged intentionally registered sex offender hiring Mrbeast, Soggy? No. See, I think we can all agree that Lunchly kinda cringe. Logan Paul KSI collab, kinda, that's a yikes out of 10, okay? And the fucking mold situation, that is disgustingly messed up, and I'm never eating that shit in my life. But that doesn't mean that just because this spiteful, vengeful ghoul accuses Mrbeast of intentional—
Yo, wait, was that squatching art?
But that doesn't mean that just because this spiteful, vengeful ghoul—
Yo, wait, Wait. Is that squatching art or is that midnight art? Hang on. Hang on, chat. Hang on. I got a message to the group chat real quick. Cause that's either Minna or that's squatching art right there. Either way, that's fucking awesome.
Accuses Mrbeast of intentionally hiring a registered sex offender that he actually did. Yeah, let's talk about the lie spun by Dogpack and Jake Weddle that Mrbeast knowingly hired a registered sex offender and while working at the company would refer to him by covert codename Delaware because of the crimes he committed there and as a result is not allowed to go back into the state of Delaware, and that Mrbeast higher-ups are using that nickname because they enjoy messed up insider jokes like that.
When I was there, they called him Delaware. He's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why. You know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask.
Just saying that out loud makes it sound like a contrived side plot in a badly written Netflix series, since state banishments are extremely rare. Most recent one I found was a 1-year Kentucky banishment in the year 2000. Luckily, the real story is much more boring. See, according to a anonymous Mrbeast employee, Dustin Harris, who has been working at Mrbeast for about 6 years and went rogue because he couldn't stand Jimmy not responding to all of the misinformation being spread about not just Jimmy or the Mrbeast company, but also about his own friends and colleagues. Well, he explained that Delaware was once a store manager at Jimmy's local Best Buy, which, for the people who don't know, Best Buy is a $20 billion valued electronics retailer company with stores all over the US. I mean that when Jimmy was 19 and first started blowing up on YouTube, Jimmy realized he needed employees to improve his content. So, as a dumbass, impulsive 19-year-old randomly thrown into fame, he went to his local Best Buy and asked its employees if they wanted to work for it. Naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered sex offender as store manager, 19-year-old Mrbeast didn't do background checks.
Gotcha. So the explanation that we're hearing now is that he just went to a random store, picked the employees there. He's like, hey, you want to work on my YouTube channel? You see, like, I can see that fuck up happening, but I don't know if that still excuses the fact that you hired him. I don't know.
Was that stupid? Yes. Is Delaware a piece of shit? Yes. Should Jimmy take responsibility for making that mistake? Yes. But it wasn't this fucked up master plan by Jimmy to intentionally hire an RSO. It was a dumb mistake by an inexperienced adolescent starting up a business. And you don't need to take mine or Dustin's word for it. If someone did but a shred of research, you'd find this still publicly available, almost 7-year-old video on the Mrbeast channel, where you can see Delaware as the Best Buy store manager before he was hired at Mrbeast.
Without the mask.
And guess what nickname was embroidered on his Best Buy uniform? Delaware. Wow.
Interesting.
That was hard investigative research.
They called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. You know that he...
maybe that was a joke with the Best Buy staff. Maybe the Best Buy employees there were just little rascals. You know, they decide, hey, let's print Delaware on his T-shirt. You know, the state that he's not allowed to go to, supposedly, I guess.
He knew, and because he'll be in videos, and whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. And whenever he is, he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask.
For the people thinking that he still works at Mrbeast, no, he was fired over half a decade ago. Now, Dogpack, before you say something along the lines of, what about the recording we showed from a real Mrbeast employee talking about Delaware? Do you really want me to go into detail about how you and your cronies tricked an employee into saying what you wanted him to say to support your lies, and then you guys recording him and using that recording without his consent? Okay. Hi, Garrett. Can you tell me a bit about how long you worked at Mrbeast?
I was at Mrbeast from around 2017 to 2021.
So you've worked there for 5 years and could be seen as a credible ex-employee.
Yep.
You're the person who we can hear talk about Delaware in the recording Dawson or Dogback 404 shows in his video. Can you tell me a bit about how that happened?
Yeah. It was not to my knowledge that I was being recorded at all.
Interesting.
I have a friend who, I worked with plenty of times outside of Mrbeast. Just thought it was just like a normal call, just checking up on him, him checking up on me. And, when two people speak about old places, there's drama, there's gossip, there's catching up, there's, et cetera, whatever. And then the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, Dogpack releases like a 12 million view video where, I just have a really crappy voice changer over my voice. And if you know me, like, it's me.
So was the entire call basically just rumors you were talking about with a friend?
Yeah,
So it was. So what the way they're framing it is that it was just a regular like conversation he was having with a friend, and the friend was recording it and then sending it to Dogpack to intentionally clip chimp it. You see, much like everything with Dogpack's videos, we have to make sure we take a lot of this with a grain of salt, because like this part right here is kind of a he said she said. Oh shit. So he didn't get consent. Depending on the state, I would think that violates some law. Well, it depends. If not even Dogpack. If the friend he was talking to is from a one-party consent state, he does not need permission. But it does paint a weird picture, because initially it was that Dogpack got that from an interview, or at least that seemed to be how he portrayed it. I'm just saying, it already poking some holes in Dogpack's narrative here, and we got just over an hour of video, so buckle up, boys and girls.
It's just a friend. We're just shooting the shit, and we're just gossiping a lot, catching up on the current drama. Like it's just it is nothing crazy. Like
nothing you said had any actual facts behind it, as they try to construe in their video.
No, I don't. I don't think any of the stuff that we were talking about really had any facts or like evidence. It was just water cooler talk.
Would you say them using the call recording unconsensually in their video has damaged you or your life in any way?
Yeah, unfortunately. To say that it hasn't hurt me financially would be just a lie. Mentally, it's hurt me as well. I mean, I was manic and crazy for about a month and a half, trying to just watch relationships like fall through my fingers. I lost someone that like was pretty close to me as well. It just wasn't a good scene. So financially and mentally, it really messed me up.
Do you feel in any way like tricked, deceived, or used?
I mean, yeah. To say that I felt tricked or used is an understatement. Like they knowingly came and did this. I had like 3 or 4 contacts call me the night that it dropped, and I was watching the whole video trying to figure out like what they were talking about. And when it got to that recording, my stomach just like sank.
All because of a call that they unconsensually recorded, which you clarified was basically rumors and gossip.
Yeah. I didn't want to be involved with, didn't even know what was going on, that, I was just thrown into unconsensually. And yeah, you said it, man. I just did. It threw a pretty big wall up in the progress of my life, and I didn't feel like that was needed, and pretty upset.
But then, what about Jake the Viking's tweet about Jimmy's mom literally allowing her then barely of age son to knowingly be in contact with and hire a pedophile? First of all, have you thought about just how fucking absurd that sounds? And second, Jake the Viking is a shitty person and untrustworthy. Even Dogback's friends agree on that.
Yeah, and like he'll say that, yeah, they knew about Delaware's past, but then like he'll actively like defend Delaware, even though like his whole narrative is like Jake the Viking's narrative is that Chris Tyson is like a danger to kids. But he's family with the actual danger to kids. You can't make this shit up, man. Like, also like one thing you have to give Soggy Cereal straight off the bat is that he's not like, oh, this anonymous ex-employee, this anonymous ex-employee. No, he's putting their, like, obviously with their permission, he's putting their faces out there. He has actual interviews so far with them, and I gotta say this is a massive step up from Dogpack so far.
He's not a good guy, and that's just an opinion based on his actions in my eyeballs.
Wow, Dogback and Jake Weddle falsely implying Mrbeast intentionally hired a registered sex offender and created a nickname to joke about it within the company to then try back up their baseless claims by tricking an employee and recording him without consent? That's pretty messed up, Soggy. Yahoo! That'd be as shameless as falsely accusing someone of committing war crimes against the Geneva Convention in a consented to solitary confinement challenge where you'd earn $10,000 a day and can quit whenever you want and still keep the accumulated prize money up until that point. During a time where we have multiple countries actively at war in the world with millions of people suffering because of it. Oh, wait.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
You know what? Let's ask Dustin about that, because ironically enough, Dustin is the good friend of Jake Weddle who made those war crime comments.
Interesting.
And I can prove it with Jake Weddle's own words.
One of my dear friends who I believe I lost is the same guy who did the war crime joke, which turned out to not be a joke. He got injured at Mrbeast, and that's because of Viking. On that shoot, everybody else had to stay behind and clean up. And Viking said, fuck that, let's just throw all of this over the side of the mountain, like littering in a national park. And my good dear friend, who I kept saying was one of the good people over there, said, you're not going to do that. I'm not going to let you do that. And Viking said, watch me. And he did it. But my friend gathered up all the stuff he could to make sure there was just that much less litter. And that's a really good thing to do. He carried everything he could down the mountain, and he broke his ankle. They said, yeah, you were carrying too much stuff, right? Yes, he was. Because that guy's a saint.
And blame me for our friend Dustin. I'll use names, unlike you. Our friend Dustin falling and breaking his leg. Or not his leg, yeah, his ankle, I'm sorry. Falling and breaking his ankle.
Now, why would someone who Jake Weddle himself, who is clearly against Mrbeast, describes as one of the best people he has ever known, who literally broke his ankle trying to prevent littering, and in Jake's own words, is a saint?
Because that guy's a saint.
Go rogue to try and correct defamatory statements made against Jimmy if Jimmy committed war crimes. The war crime stuff was 100% a joke. I'm now a producer, but I was originally hired as comedy writer with Jake Weddle, so I just wanted to cheer him up with a dumb...
Oh god, fucking comedy writers. I'm a comedy writer. Fucking... Remember when Def Noodles always talked about how much of a fucking amazing comedian he was? Do you guys remember that? I remember that. It was insufferable. Jake Weddle, like, I'm sorry, if you have to constantly state that you're a comedic genius, methinks that you are protesting a little too much. Why does he sound like a European Atozi? yo, that's a... Come on. Why you gotta call him Atozi?
An edgy joke. Oh, so it was a joke. Dustin actually did say the war crime stuff as a joke. Okay, that makes sense, because in a follow-up video of Jake Weddle's and Dogback's interview, Jake Weddle seems to slip up, saying it was a joke.
He's the same guy who did the war crime joke.
Before quickly correcting himself.
Which turned out to not be a joke.
And his videos are pretty unedited, so he might have just accidentally let it slip through the cracks. And just to be clear, I'll show the clip of Dogback's 13 million viewed video again, in which Jake and Dogback clearly insinuated it wasn't a joke.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend.
My good friend.
And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to.
But like that whole like that's a war crime. Like that like he's bracing himself for a funny punchline to a joke there.
Do that to terrorists. Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing.
It's a really big allegation to say that like MrBeast took away your agency and in a sense kind of like forced you into doing this. But I
agree. That is very serious. That's why I alleged it. That's why I allege it.
And viewers clearly didn't think it was a joke either. But just as I will rip into Jimmy later in this video, I'll also investigate Jake Weddle's story in more detail later in this video. Because in between him falsely accusing Jimmy of intentionally hiring an RSO and comparing himself consensually agreeing to doing a challenge for $10,000 a day, being allowed to leave whenever he wants to rape victims.
Yeah, no, this was insane. This was insane when like he had that meltdown on Instagram. Like, as it says here, go up to a assault victim and tell them it's their fault next. Oh wait, that's exactly what Jimmy fans do to numerous allegations coming out from employees. Contestants, you name it. Regular uploads, ugly duck workshops, podcasts, streaming. All picking back up next week, despite some time to get my mental health back up, despite Mrbeast fans doing their best to kill me. This dude is fucking unhinged here.
And victims of war crimes, even though he knew that was a joke.
The same guy who did the war crime joke.
As well as spreading fake AI-generated incriminating voice recordings of Mrbeast.
What are our options? Is this legally considered defamation? Because I'm struggling here. Can someone please tell me what my options are here? Because we were supposed to launch the voice today. Jake knows what he wants. Jake knows what he thinks he needs. He's supposed to be like students. He has no idea how much fucking money I spent on that video to subscribe it. Jake, I really Jake's the problem. I think it's possible.
That's right. I got that sent to me, and you know what? That was AI.
Maybe say that before playing the recording because you work at Mrbeast.
Why play? Is it supposed to be for the comedic effect? Listen, I didn't go to comedy school like Jake Weddle, but I don't get the punchline. Is the punchline that you trick the audience? But like this is also the same audience that you're like supposed to be telling like the big secrets of Mrbeast to. So like, what's the point in tricking them? Me just slightly confused, I'll be honest, because it's like what's the point again?
And you know how people will just watch the recording and then click off of the video without ever hearing your disclaimer that it was AI generated? Oh, but then you wouldn't get as much money from views because this AI generated disinformation video is the one that got your channel monetized.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot.
And then after making those slanderous claims, accepts another $50,000 from Jimmy with no strings attached, there's a lot more to be said about him.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying a lot.
And about how Dogback manipulated him. But let's first continue with all of the lies and manipulation of Dogback 404. Now, for the visual learners watching, you'll see that I have behind me a wall. And this wall features most of Dogback 404's accusations. And I say most because at this point there are just so many that I might have forgotten a few. And every time I disprove one of his accusations, it'll be crossed through with red marker. Every time I prove one to be uncertain, I'll add a blue question mark to it. And every time an accusation Dogback made is true, I'll add a green check mark to it. And I know that you, and I, and everyone else wants to know about the illegal lotteries. Did Mrbeast really commit 3 malicious and predatory illegal lotteries as get-rich-quick scheme? Well, I will talk about them throughout my video in between all of the other accusations, starting right now with the alleged illegal lottery number 3 claim of Dogback 404.
Let's go.
Or should I say doctoring up evidence to make more convincing claims you knew to be untrue back 404. Yeah, Dawson, I'm the first one who noticed. See, for the third illegal lottery, by sure to be in a video live stream, Dogback claims they only informed people on the website that no purchase was necessary. But did you read the description? You know, the description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says free entry available on site? Oh, but wait, you never actually found the description of that video, did you? You just made it look that way by doctoring up this fake YouTube UI. So you'd be more convincing and it'd look as if you had access to the original video and description. So people would more easily believe you. But I want you, the viewer.
Interesting. Come on, Dogpack. I'm very curious to see how he's going to respond to this. If he even responds to Soggy.
Or to closely compare these two layouts. This one is the UI when he talks about the buy a shirt to be in my video live stream, and this one is the actual current YouTube UI you see whenever Dogpack shows a screen recording of public videos you can still watch. And when putting the two side by side, you can see that the UI for the illegal live stream is not the real YouTube UI. Instead of rounded corners, they're sharp, the likes are gone, the upload date is in a completely wrong spot where it has never been, and the button sizes and titles.
So he does what, like, he basically did what Nick and like Muda would do, and like I think Tom does it too for like their recordings, is that like they replicate the YouTube layout for their video, even though it's not like it's not an actual screen recording, but it's like made to look like one.
Title fonts just seem off. And no, it's not because he found an older YouTube UI via the Wayback Machine like I did, because they don't hide likes and YouTube has never had this exact UI. Sure, it had sharp corners once, but not in combination with these exact other UI elements. But you want to know the funniest part? Even the re-uploaded version that Dogpack found and then added a manipulative fake YouTube UI to actually had copied the original live stream's description. So even in the re-upload he found, it says that there's a free entry option. Yet he still doctored up this fake UI to make his intentional lies more convincing. Nah, I'm just kidding. Funniest part is that Mrbeast verbally says it on stream.
Go shopmrbeast.com, buy the shirt or hoodie. You could be one of the people that come down and compete in the video. There's also a free entry on the site as well, if you just 100 of which are going to be picked from you know, people that buy this shirt or hoodie, or if you enter for free on the site as well, it's, that's an option as
well. Wow, it says it right then and there.
Well, so...
Oh my god, you're so sneaky! Now, when someone is prepared to doctor up evidence to make potentially incriminating lies more convincing, it automatically puts every single one of their accusations that isn't bulletproof into question. So...
No, and that's the exact point I think everyone's been making throughout this entire drama, is that, like, especially with like like I'm sure he'll get into it later, but like the James Warren stuff, you know, like there was no reason to publish that video until he got like full confirmation, but he decided to otherwise just publish false information that he was not able to verify whatsoever. And so now like every time Dogpack uploads something, I instantly think I instantly believe it's like a lie, because like the guy's cried wolf so many times. It's 14 pages. 14 pages. Thank you so much, Nix, with the $2. Hope you're having a good morning. I am. Any morning that I get to live stream is a great morning because I love doing this shit. Love it so much.
So, throughout this video, you'll also see that there are multiple examples of him leaving out crucial details from evidence that would easily disprove the accusations he's making. Because Dawson loves framing things deceitfully to push his personal agenda.
Shopify dashboard. We just have like a random number generator, and then like we just put the number, like if there's 1,000 orders, we just put it, picks a number between 1 and 1,000. Then my people give me the name.
Wait a second. Mrbeast is only picking out of the Shopify list? Well, does that mean he's only giving away to paid entries after all? No. You can be part of a Shopify giveaway without having to make any purchase whatsoever. These are some generic examples of how to enter Shopify giveaways for free on the official Shopify website. Mrbeast scamming someone out of a lifetime of dog food and then tried silencing the so-called victim on Reddit?
As far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited.
Here he's just bluffing, making false claims. while hiding behind his NDA.
what I can say without exposing confidential information.
This is a classic strategy to make false
And
allegations.
then getting sued. So my official statement is that sometimes things
NDA is an excuse to get used a lot to make lies seem more credible. This is the thing with NDAs. NDAs do not protect illegal activity. So if you're going to expose someone for illegal activity, you can break your NDA. You can break the NDA if the person like that made you sign the NDA is doing something illegal. Because if you know that, because guys, I don't know if you know this, but like in the court of law, if you know that someone's doing something illegal and you don't tell anyone about it, you are then complicit in their crime. So, Dogpack, I'm just saying, man. If you want them to throw the key at Mrbeast, they might throw you along with them. Who knows?
slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional. Here's one example where someone on Reddit posted saying that they were promised free dog food for life in exchange for letting Mrbeast use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at Mrbeast, and they said they were going to send it to the PR team, and then the Reddit post got taken down. So I don't know if it got resolved.
Not true! Here is a message from the Reddit user stating Mrbeast did reach out to them, as well as everyone else. Apparently this user just hadn't noticed at first because the Mrbeast company's email went to the user's spam folder. The issue
Interesting. Okay.
got resolved, and then the Reddit post got deleted.
Sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
Oh, the new Feastables formula has more sugar and calories than Hershey's?
Mrbeast changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's and even more sugar and more calories per bar.
Well, that'd be pretty messed up after Mrbeast actively advertised his chocolate to be healthier than Hershey's. Luckily, it's just another lie. Dogpack is being deceitful here because he's comparing a single serving sized 43 grams Hershey's bar to a 2 serving sized 60 grams Feastables bar, instead of comparing it to...
Okay, so wait, so I get what would the actual comparison be, like a king size Hershey bar then? Because I think that would be like more accurate. This dude is legit cooking Dogpack like a hot dog on a gas grill. The Hank Hill style, yeesh, yeah. I think there has been some other good Mrbeast related commentary videos recently. I think the Games from Mars one was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, Gamers from Mars, his videos are always decent.
To a 1 serving size 35 grams Feastables bar. While if you recalculate the ingredients of both to 43 grams, then you'll see that Feastables still has less sugar than Hershey's and actually has less calories than the previous formula.
This pit is fake.
No, it's not. Here's footage.
I mean, ultimately, look, it's a chocolate bar. Like a chocolate bar can be healthier for you, but you shouldn't be eating you can't be eating chocolate bars every day of the week, you know? It's like there are certain, like, Sprite is slightly healthier than like a regular Coke or a Pepsi, but you still shouldn't be drinking Sprite all day. You know what I mean? So I don't think, like, with Lunchly is like slightly healthier for kids, but like you still shouldn't be like feeding it to your kids every day, you know?
Them digging the pit. You know what? Here's a crew member's footage of the 2 non-CGI buses and non-CGI train being in the pit after they drove them in there.
Shredder is CGI.
Nope. At this timestamp, they do shred an actual Lamborghini in a legitimate shredder. But I will say that when they use CGI, it looks fucking terrible, as if it came straight out of a CW show.
This car is digitally lifted.
This car isn't digitally lifted. However, they did change the original red coloring to blue to make a visual distinction between the first rocket car they launched and failed, which was red, and the second one they launched, which succeeded, but was also red. Because they were scared that both cars being red might confuse the audience, so in post, they just changed the second one's color to blue. But there was no digital lift.
God!
what you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith.
Dude, okay, this Oompaville interview was fucking, like, listen. I love Oompaville's videos, but his interview with Dogpack was fucking dog shit. Because, like, he hardly pushes back, questions practically nothing. And, like, granted, like, on the one hand, like, if he was as confrontational as, like, say, Nick, who knows if, like, the actual interview itself would have been done well. But, like, I don't know. I feel like there was like a lot more that Oompaville could have done here in terms of questioning Dogpack's journalistic intentions and credibility.
Faith, and that you're not a disgruntled employee.
You can watch my video and, like, view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee. But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
This accusation of Dogpack404 actually upset this engineering YouTuber who passionately worked on that rocket car for months to get it working, just to have this goober claim that it's faked. But Dawson doesn't care about collateral damage done to others. He doesn't mind throwing people in front of non-CGI buses to push his own agenda. He did it with the rocket car YouTuber. He did it with that tricked employee's phone recording they showed without his consent. He tried doing it with me by calling me over dramatic, pressuring me into making a video accusing Mrbeast with uncertain and refutable evidence, which by now I know to be untrue, which he doubled down on, by the way. Every other commentary YouTuber did it without getting sued, even though just because a lot of YouTubers...
Oh, dude, the fucking... Listen, if you want to criticize slop commentary, this is like the shit you look at right here. The fucking Pegasus shit. Man has no fucking integrity whatsoever. He's just been... basically, the man's been a parrot for Dogpack. Anything Dogpack says in his videos, like, Pegasus just fucking repeats. It was a bad take from Oompaville. Yeah, I mean... Or a Muda would have been excellent for this. He would have been excellent for, like, a Dogpack interview.
Tried milking the situation and threw unsubstantiated, easily disprovable accusations out there for clout, views, and money without getting sued, doesn't make it an okay thing to do, Dogpack. Or do you think it's acceptable to make false CP allegations? Which, maybe I should talk about that for a second. See, in a recent video on Rosanna Pansino's channel, Dogpack404 claimed to have access to leaked work chat messages, with one of them being Ava Christison distributing alleged CP of Ivanka Trump. Except Dogpack doesn't always use the term alleged.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting.
And he also proudly admitted to having downloaded that uncensored alleged CP on a now...
Yeah. Ro and I got access to some of the Mrbeast internal work chats. We have to sort through them and censor all the naked pictures before leaking them all, but we just went through some of the chats on her channel. So you're actively saying that these chats have CP on them, but you're just like, yeah. So, like, we just went in, you know, we censored what we could, like so dumb. I don't think Dogpack realized how much shit he would get in from this alone. I think for a lot of people, that Rosanna video was the last straw, because I don't know, I've been seeing a lot of people now turn against him, even though that, like, up until that point, that everyone was 100% in support of Dogpack. He could do no wrong. He was YouTube Jesus. But now they're realizing that they backed a fucking moron.
Now deleted community post and admits to having reverse image searched what he thought was CP in the video. Obviously, Dawson French himself was called out for owning and reverse image searching what he believed was fucking CP, because that is weird and a crime.
Images of CP are not protected under First Amendment rights and are illegal contraband under federal law. The legal definition of sexually explicit conduct does not require that an image depict a child engaging in a sexual activity. A picture of a naked child may constitute illegal CP.
So he deleted that community post to then lie about never having had the uncensored.
He legit pulled a Comedy Shorts gamer. I have no knowledge of any of this. This is so bizarre. Like, oh my god, man. The backtracking was hilarious.
CP on someone else's YouTube video. Funny thing is that it only took 1 hour for people to find this tweet about that exact picture of 18-year-old Ivanka Trump being in a GQ magazine. It legitimately took 1 hour. 1 hour to not falsely accuse someone of distributing CP.
It's like he constantly lies to get himself out of trouble and only.
Wait. Hang on. My ADHD is kicking in. Is that a Tommy thumbnail? Did he use a thumbnail from Tommy? I need to double check the Tommy C YouTube channel. Did he use it? Because that coloring of the font, of the font is what Tommy has used before. No, not seeing it. Oh shoot, I thought he did. Cause like that. Oh wait, maybe it's the video. Cause like I swear I've seen Tommy use that font and that color before. I guess I'm misremembering. Okay.
When he's run out of lies and in face of a serious trouble and he's run out of options, does he reveal the truth? Then he tries to pull the LOL I said allegedly thing again. I said, as Ava alleges. I said, in my opinion. I said, may. I said, if.
Yeah, this is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting. But
So
where's the in my opinion?
either Dogback knew that it wasn't CP and made those false accusations anyways, or he's just a fucking idiot who can't even use Google. But that wasn't the only lie in that video, was it, Dawson?
This isn't a work chat. This is just a small snapshot of a company chat, but it's, I think, one of many. I've heard that there's other company chats that they communicate on.
So I'm sure he's about to get into it right here. But as Nick uncovered, this initial chat was not a work chat whatsoever. It was a chat for the higher ups to use, where they post, as Ava put it, spicy memes. Later on, it did turn into a work chat, but for the producers. And so there was like the producers chat, there was the actual like work chat, and then I think they created like a third chat to make it the spicy chat. It was fucking weird. Did he just pull a Bill Clinton where he was like, I did not have sex with, no, it was, I did not have relations with that woman. I did not have relations with that woman.
Yes.
And
it wasn't a work chat. It was created as an NSFW meme chat by already known degenerate Ava Christison. There's even examples of Ava getting mad whenever anyone talks about anything work related.
This is just a small snapshot of a company chat.
Hang on. Yeah, let me rewind that a bit.
This is just a small snapshot of a,
as it says, I created this chat for not safe for work memes because the other people in the dumpster fire one are normies.
company chat. Small snapshot of a company.
That's work stuff. This is a non-work meme chat.
Company chat.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a disgruntled employee.
you can watch my video and like view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee, but the evidence still speaks for itself.
However, at one point it was changed to a work chat by Ava, at which point she also kicked everyone unrelated out of there. But then the chat instantly died because obviously no one else, including Jimmy, wanted to use it as a work chat. Now, I will say that even though this image is confirmed not to be CP, Ava did seem to think it was at the time, and so this proves that she is even worse than we thought and is a disgusting individual. However, the way Dogpack tried distributing what he believes was a picture of a sexually abused child to thousands of possibly child viewers wasn't to inform people of degenerate Ava Christison, but instead was to push his own agenda, framing Mrbeast into allegedly knowing that Ava was a confirmed pedophile. It's so disgusting. See, I say framing.
And you see, like, this was so unnecessary because there's already plenty of evidence against Ava Chris Tyson. Like you're not just shooting a dead horse, you're shooting the decomposing carcass of a dead horse. Rosanna Dogpack are settling themselves up for a hell of a lawsuit. They are, and it's I don't know. They apparently she launched a new podcast. Who knows? That might work out for her, but. I don't know, man. I can picture the Mrbeast lawyers right now. They're frothing at the mouth to make sure they can sue every one of those guys into oblivion.
Because if you look at all of the messages around that image, it's a huge rant from not just Ava but other people as well about pedophiles exposed by the hacker group Anonymous in this Twitter thread she linked with that picture of Ivanka Trump, because it was in that Twitter thread, as well as a rant about Jeffrey Epstein and billionaire pedos. And I don't think context matters here on Ava Tyson's side. I still think this is fucking disgusting. However, I do think context matters for the people perceiving Ava Chris Tyson's messages. I'm sorry, but if I'd see my friend actively ranting about pedophiles and bashing them, I'd actively be convinced to not think they're a pedophile when they send degenerate memes like this. I just cringe on the inside while thinking that they have a degenerate sense of Zoomer humor. Even
Then that's Chris. That's Chris Tyson all the way.
Trey Yates, the person who leaked the work chat to Dogpack and Rosanna, refers to those memes as a weird thing Ava found funny in the past, instead of confirmed pedophile messages.
A lot of the edgy type of content and a lot of the, edgy cringeworthy humor started with Ava. Like, she sent a bunch of messages that probably shouldn't have been sent in a work group chat. Just because she thought it was funny at the time.
So even he, who actively dislikes Mrbeast, didn't even notice.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
But Soggy, Rosanna Pansino and Dogpack 404 reported Jimmy Beast to the FBI, so he's gotta be a pedophile. I think people vastly underestimate just how easy you can report someone to the FBI. Even as a non-American citizen myself, I just created this entire forum of Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French, aka Dogpack 404, distributing CP in 2 minutes on tips.fbi.
What the fuck? Damn, dude. Oh, that's fucking funny as hell. It's fucking funny as hell, man. Jesus Christ. All right, dude. For fuck's sake. Dude, this fucking Dude, this fucking Joshua Putman asshole. He's been raiding people's servers. For some reason, he really enjoys raiding mine for some reason. I think it's because I banned an alt of his when a friend of his was trying to get him in the server.
.gov, which I will now submit to the FBI. Soggy Serial reported Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French to the FBI. Holy shit, they've gotta be guilty now. See what I did there? Also, I didn't submit this because unlike 2 other creators, I'd rather not waste the FBI's time from finding actual CP distributors to push a selfish, manipulative, and personal agenda, and manipulating Rosanna Pansino so you could use her bigger channel to spread this disinformation is so vile. Look, I knew you were petty, Dawson, but I never expected you to stoop this low. He also tried dragging the famous anime Higehiro and its fandom through the mud by saying it's about a 26-year-old having a romantic relationship with a minor.
Let's see if Jimmy knew about Ava's concerning behavior. June of 2021, he sends a message of an anime called Higehiro. It says, I bet Chris would love this show. Why?
What's this show about?
Well, it's interesting that you ask because this show is about a romantic relationship between a 26-year-old salaryman and a 17-year-old high school runaway.
Jimmy in the chats is saying, I bet Chris would love this show because it's right up her alley.
Why do you think Chris would love that show, Jimmy?
And Mr. saying Ava would love this? Even though the anime is about the exact opposite.
He posted that one thing about the anime with the like adult getting into a relationship with a.
That's okay. Okay, here's the thing. That's a lie. That is such a bullshit lie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He literally said.
I don't watch, like, outside of like shonen shit, I do not watch slice of life anime. So what is this?
I know.
anime
No.
about?
He literally said,
No,
I
the
think
context.
Chris would like
The
this.
con.
Why
the
would
con.
he say that though?
No, the context of that anime. That show is about a 26-year-old guy. Okay, he takes in this runaway girl who is selling herself to prostitution. She's like 17 or whatever, 16. I don't remember. She's 17, 16. She's selling her body because she ran away from home because some other shit happened. And I remember this because my friend tried showing this to me and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It turned out it was actually a very wholesome show about this dude kind of teaching her like how to get through like all this trauma that she had in her life. There was
Oh, so it's like, okay, it's like a slice of life like drama anime where it's like the guy kind of becomes like a father figure to her. That's what it sounds like to me. Wow, that's so fucking disingenuous. Wow, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Wow. I mean, I'm probably never gonna fucking watch anime, but like to characterize it like that, Jesus.
never any romantic intentions there. Sure, if you watch the anime in the first episode, the girl was coming on to him, but the guy rejected her and saw her as a daughter. That whole show, he had a whole nother love interest in that show this whole time. This was never about the dude getting into a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old.
You guys actively pissed off the entire anime side of Twitter with this one. So this again more so proves Jimmy didn't know.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
Wanna know the worst of all? Dogpack and Rosanna used what they thought was a CP picture as clickbait for their fucking thumbnail.
Dude, that was the insane thing. That was the insane thing. It's like, it's not just that they like falsely interpreted as CP. They thought it was CP enough to where they reported it to the FBI, right? And then they used the image of the CP, censored, granted, not a whole lot of censoring done there, but censored in their fucking thumbnail. Like, does that not sound extra slimy to anyone else? Using exploited image, like exploited children in your thumbnails to own some guy that, remember guys, the whole reason why Rosanna hates Mrbeast is because she got third place in, what, like third or fifth place in one of the hide and seek Mrbeast games, and they showed Logan Paul was still in the game when he got eliminated before her, something like that, and that pissed her off so much that when the initial stories were coming out about this whole situation, keep in mind we didn't know that the Delaware stuff was fabricated, but we did have a lot of the stories about Ava Chris Tyson doing some weird shit behind the scenes, right? And Rosanna's just there like, and they didn't show that I was in the proper place. They said I was in this place when I was actually in this place. And it's like, does it fucking matter? Does it fucking matter whatsoever? Because guess what? In that competition, you had to win first place in order to get the money. No matter how you slice it, she was not going to get that money whatsoever. She is doing all this because her career is going fucking nowhere. The only time she's ever been relevant at all for the past year and a half has been talking about the Mrbeast stuff. Because no one cares about her dying cooking channel anymore. That's why she's starting the podcast. Honestly, Rosanna and Dogpack better make their bags for lawyers. I know, yeah. Their fucking lawyers are gonna fucking pull their hair out.
Nail. They even A/B tested 3 versions of it. You know, just trying to get some more views by putting alleged CP in your quirky thumbnails. Will the allegedly abused child garner more views with a red background or the pink background? Following their logic, they are now both confirmed pedophiles and should have 100% known that of one another. I can't, dude. I can't. And this video, where they do all this, Dogpack dares to try and invalidate my past accusations that his video IDs he came up with while working at Mrbeast were weirding and creeping employees out.
I suggested a video for breast cancer awareness about buying 1,000 boobs. Which, like, maybe not the most professional way to phrase it, you know, it's a little clickbaity or whatever, but like the actual video is supposed to be paying for mastectomies and cosmetic surgeries for breast cancer survivors.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
With a thumbnail and title like these? Oh, wait. If this wasn't supposed to be creepy or weird, then why did you make sure to blur the title and thumbnail when showing it on screen? Don't be shy. I still got the sharp version. Oh, was it because...
Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah, that's not fucking sexual clickbait whatsoever. Dude, what the fuck is this? 2014 YouTube? I bought 1,000 boobs, and it's just like a bunch of women in bras. What the fuck?
4 objectified headless pairs of boobs with the Mrbeast clickbait face and the title, I bought 1,000 boobs, wasn't in line with your I'm not a weird creep agenda you were trying to push. Yeah, this it's about cancer awareness message seems more like you realizing your manager didn't think that joke objectifying women was funny, and you're then desperately trying to save your own skin by you know, using cancer, especially when you also sent in these work IDs such as Baby Battle Royale with babies carrying assault rifles, or Mrbeast does every drug challenge. Were those also for Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Also, didn't you say that Mrbeast is mainly targeted toward kids?
Encouraging like almost children simping for these people. I would say he's gained most of his audience.
No, it's like, I remember in one of the videos, like Dogpack said, no, guess what, Mrbeast? I can get more children to watch you. Like that's how he was advertising himself in like the when he was trying to get employed by them. It was like, I can make some more children fall to your deceptive practices.
Since then, and his content's only gotten younger. Now, Mrbeast intentionally manipulates these children's vulnerable minds.
What happened to that claim? Look, I expected them at the end of the video to say that it was some twisted parody. But nope, they seemed pretty proud of their slanderous content where they admitted to committing multiple alleged federal crimes. So, same time next week? But his collateral damage doesn't end with allegedly abused children. He also uses old people. For example, he tried using contestant 58 from the ages 1 to 100 video by claiming that he didn't really wink.
In this video, this wink was added in post.
And that number 58 didn't hear number 42 getting out of the booth.
In fact, 58 was actually on the far opposite side of the room from 42, and he just didn't hear him.
And because of that, number 58, a 58-year-old man, was so confused and getting harassed online to the point he felt that he had to make a TikTok about it.
Hey guys, Mr. 58. Been a while since I've posted anything, but something's really...
Oh, look at the dog. Look at the dog. Right, it's cute.
Been concerning me a little bit. I've been seeing things on the internet that have said I didn't wink in the Mrbeast video 1 to 100. I did wink. I winked a few times, as a matter of fact. The other thing that's been said is I didn't hear 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. Yes, I heard 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. I did it on my own accord to step out with 2 seconds left on the clock. I know of nothing in that video that was staged whatsoever, and I don't know why these rumors are going over the internet that these things didn't happen. Everything that I did in that video, and nothing was edited after the fact. Everybody be good and have a great day.
This is just sad. actually got mad seeing this old sweet guy get so upset. And what was Dogbag's proof for these claims? Well, I've got to preview the 1 to 100 video once, so now you've got to believe every baseless claim I make around it. Because you're so trustworthy, Dawson. I'd rather believe the sweet old guy who literally was in the video.
Everybody be good and have a great day.
Buzz, he's got a dog right there. You gotta believe someone if they have a dog laying on them.
He did it with Mrbeast, a random subscriber contestant.
I subscribed to Mrbeast and literally won $1 million. I literally was in this video right here, and all I did was subscribe. I had no relationship with Mrbeast or anything like that. And they flew me down to North Carolina. I live in Cleveland, and changed my life forever.
Yo, Ohio boys represent. Let's go.
Ever. Literally. All I did was subscribe.
Who won $1 million and then made a video after winning that prize, which Dogbag just took a very out of context clip from.
Another example of things slipping through the cracks.
The second thing that I probably would do different is invest. I talked to Jimmy after I won $1 million, after I finally got the remaining amount in my bank account. I was telling him, I was like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be like how everybody's saying, like I'm gonna run out of money and do all this crazy stuff. I was like, man, Jimmy, please help me. And he said he was gonna help me and we was gonna invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So.
Oh no, he didn't invest for Mark. Oh wait, what's this clip right after? Which Dogbag conveniently didn't put in his video?
Invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So. Yeah, and let me clarify, Jimmy did help me. Cause I know, like I said, I know y'all be like,
oh, he didn't help him
He did help me financially, but like giving me money he did give me funds.
Oh, so Mrbeast still funded Mark even after winning and spending the $1 million? Okay. Apparently they just had him on a monthly salary at the Mrbeast company without him having to perform any work there. Well, this
well, that's wholesome. That's nice.
Guy's a victim. Mrbeast himself was so fucking frustrated from Dogbag using this out of context clip to push his personal agenda that he made 2 more videos speaking out against all of the DMs he was getting from Dogbag's followers.
Channel everywhere. You guys been saying that I'm a victim of Mrbeast and that he didn't help me. You've been talking about everything. It's not my story, so I really wanted to get up here and tell you guys that Mrbeast really did come through for me, Jimmy. I love you.
Dogbag doesn't give a shit about who or what he uses or whose life he ruins just to push his own narrative, and it's fucking disgusting. Showing out of context clips and snippets is something that Dogbag does a lot, by the way. He also did it with Mac when Mrbeast asked him what he was gonna do with the $800,000 he won.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I've got 3 friends of mine, childhood friends of mine, and they don't have a lot of money. I'm gonna make sure they don't have to worry about money anymore. I mean, my life's changed now.
Oh wow, he's gonna give it to his 3 less fortunate friends? Well, that is so kind. Let's see what Dawson made of this.
Bathrooms.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my life's changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really going to change your life.
Oh, he cut that whole part out to insinuate Mac was gonna spend it on more bathrooms in his huge mansion that he didn't even have.
Mac started working full-time on the editing team at Mrbeast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into a $1 million mansion. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
See, I saw the actual property listing and, well, obviously I can't show this, so you've got to trust me on my word. But the house is on the name of another editor at Mrbeast, which Mac was sleeping over at because he himself didn't have a house. But Saugi, didn't you expose Mac for being a liar? Why are you now picking his side? I don't pick sides, nor do I just blindly hate every person I criticize. What am I? A disgruntled employee acting like a toddler?
True.
Mac left Iraq after all. And by the way, I've never seen Mac try and use fake CP to push a personal agenda. Also, Dogbag, take that clip from my video out of yours. Cause now you're using my content to push your lies.
So over the next 7 days, I'm gonna be giving 1,000 random people that subscribe a free Samsung Galaxy S24.
How is this legal? I don't get it.
All you have to do is subscribe to your channel. All you have to do to enter to win one of these phones is subscribe. It's a scam. Holy shit.
Samsung giveaway was legit. Here you can see old testimonies from random subscribers who won and got contacted by Mrbeast. Also, PewDiePie never bashed that clip. It's just another example of Dogpack's manipulative editing. Now, even though we've only touched the tip of the lies of Dogpack iceberg so far, I preemptively want to ask Dawson, why would you knowingly spread all of this disinformation? Now, Dogpack, something you really shouldn't say because it would make you look real dumb, is either...
He mentioned the fact that he is not a professional journalist or investigator, just a guy throwing allegations around for other people to properly investigate.
As you did.
Which is because like you're viewed as like the head guy in charge of the Mrbeast allegations. You are. If you really want Mrbeast exposed, then what you need to do is work with someone else. Don't just upload this shit. Work with a YouTuber like Mudahar, like CoffeeZilla, or someone to verify the claims that you're trying to push. Instead of just being like, let's throw every single allegation against the wall and hope that they work, because that's not how you should do things.
Did in a desperate attempt to save the little credibility you had left after falsely accusing someone of domestic violence and kicking their dog in your third video. Because this is what you said in your first video, which I'm also disproving.
And I don't want to put a lot of like hearsay into this video. You should just believe the receipts that I'm showing you and not what I'm saying.
Well, I've looked at the receipts, Dawson, and so far they're telling me that you're a lying asshole. And before you try and defend yourself with plausible deniability, I'll just play this clip.
Mrbeast knows this, but you know, he's a poker player. He likes a little bluffery, a little plausible deniability.
Also, me disproving cheap attempts at slander from this guy doesn't mean I'm defending this guy. I know a lot of people believe in the delusion that defending Mrbeast is the safe option. I know those people have been living under a rock lately, but defending Mrbeast right now is actual career suicide. While regurgitating Dogpack's lies is the easy and safe way to generate millions of views and hundreds of thousands of dollars. But in my opinion, blindly taking either side should be heavily frowned upon, because there are some very questionable and fucked up decisions Mrbeast has made that he needs to be held accountable for. And I'll get to that. However, to effectively criticize him, help genuine victims, and hold him morally and legally accountable, we must first clear the table of all of the lies that have been spread by Dawson French, aka Dogpack404.
And like, I think I know I've said this before. This has always been my thing with these videos, is that for one, right? Like, you want to, with how big Mrbeast is, right? With how big he is, you want to make sure that everything you have against him is solid, because man's got a team of lawyers that are going to sue you out of oblivion if you get one minute detail wrong. And unfortunately, it seems like that's what's happening right now. CoffeeZilla did make a video on Mrbeast and crypto. Yeah, I know he did. And from what I've seen, it seems like a pretty decent video. But you get what I mean. It's like Dogpack is all, like, whenever Dogpack gets criticism, he's like, well, I'm not a journalist. You know, it's, what I'm putting out there is for other YouTubers to discuss, right? But then, like, as soon as like a YouTuber doesn't believe him, he like instantly hops into their DMs and then like tries to like pressure them into believing his narrative.
Such as the lie of Feastables using child slavery. It takes a single Google search to find several public articles to prove that from October 2023, the same time when they took their slave-free banner off of the Feastables website, they've been in talks to join Tony Chocolonely's Open Chain Ethical Sourcing Initiative, and did so officially from March 2024, which, if you don't know, Tony Chocolonely's is a Dutch chocolate brand known for their goal to produce chocolate as ethically as possible, and one of few companies.
Because like, if you guys don't know, child labor is used a lot of the time to make the chocolate that we eat here in the States. I can't name the brands specifically, but a lot of like mainstream chocolate candy companies, they use child labor, unfortunately, to make the products. And so that, like, obviously to advertise your candy as like 100% like slave labor free is a good marketing strategy for the ethical consumer.
Legitimately doing so. And now Feastables is the first major US-based company who joined them with the goal to actively reduce child labor and slavery in the chocolate production process. But then, why they take slave-free banner off of Feastables' website? Well, dear Dogpack, already typing that question up on Twitter, you can literally read the answer on the Tony Chocolonini's website. Why did you make the switch from slave-free to exploitation-free? We've adapted our mission messaging to help us express the scope of impact work we do today. When Tony started, we were laser focused on one issue in the cocoa industry, but as we've grown, our areas of impact have grown too. Our mission statement needs to be inclusive of all the work we do today, from addressing multidimensional poverty to remediating child labor and everything in between. Wow! It took one Google search to not falsely accuse someone of using child slavery? Yes. For the people who don't know, Dogpack did falsely accuse someone of DV and AB.
Mrbeast, Dogpack404, put out his third video, Mrbeast's Secret CEO, in which he was later proven to have accused an innocent man, James Warren, Mrbeast's cousin, of domestic violence. He later admitted this on Twitter after his own source disproved him and he looked into it himself, only to find out he accused the wrong guy.
And that slanderous video is still up, by the way, after more than a month of people begging.
I think at the time of... Let me double check Dogpack's channel, because I believe now it's not there anymore. Let me see. Dogpack 404. I believe it's gone from his channel now, and by gone I mean it's unlisted. Yeah, it's unlisted now. So you can't publicly access it. I believe if you still have the link to it, you can access it.
Begging him to take it down. Disclaimer, he took it down a few days ago, but after almost 2 months and 3.1 million views, you're not getting off the hook that easily, Dawson. And the video of the false CP allegations is also still up. He also made life-ruining allegations against Lokoya Hill, who was the person that made the decision to fire Dogpack. Here's an audio clip from the leaked firing interview at Beast.
The hate boner explains... Oh my god, this explains everything.
I'm our CEO. Part of my job is that you're pushing back on everything that we're saying. So
Well, because you're trying to fire me, and I want to work at this company.
I'm the CEO of this company. If I'm talking, don't interrupt me. And I am telling you this is what's happening, and you're telling me that I'm wrong. I am not wrong. I've made the decision. Here, we will take care of.
I appreciate that. Can I please have a second chance?
It's not.
Please, can I please have a second chance? I love this job so much. Yeah, oh god, yeah, this it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. You're just mad that the gay guy fired you. You're seething, you're coping that the gay guy fired you. Not very progressive of you, Dogpack.
If I'm getting paid, just let me come in and let me try to be coachable. If Hoodie changes his mind, can I? And I've been trying to get to this point of working on Mrbeast for a long time.
I wonder why he's trying to destroy Lokoya's life.
I think there are other people at the company, if I were to switch departments, that would be very happy to have me. I don't care about the salary.
It's not what happened, dude.
Or Doc Scara.
She's your hiring manager.
Or put a picture of his manager on his psychotic wall for no reason but personal spite. Coincidentally, all three of those people were in the room when Dogpack was fired.
I'm our CEO.
Car, we are still going to reimburse you.
This is the original contract and the original NDA.
Huh. Makes you think, chat. It really makes you think why Dogpack had such a hate boner for all these people. Even though he was all game for exploiting all those kids. Gee, chat, what do you think? What do you think his issue might be?
It's like he's just doing all this out of a personal grudge. Yes.
We will lie if we have to. I mean, of course. I just try to be honest, I guess.
What is selfless
I'm trying
hero?
to
You
be
know,
honest.
a selfless hero who, whenever he can, mentions that he didn't make these slanderous videos with any personal gain in mind.
That's like the whole point of this is the video's not monetized. It's on a new account.
Wait, what do you mean that's the whole point? You didn't say that.
Like, you know, in the description of my video, it says, or in the intro too, it says this is not monetized. Because if it's monetized, then people think I'm just doing it for clout and money.
But you're doing it to expose the truth on woke media.
Exactly.
But you're doing it to expose the truth on woke media.
Exactly.
This is textbook manipulation. Him saying he's not gaining anything out of these videos is extremely deceptive. He gained 700,000 loyal subscribers, collaborations with huge creators which he's clearly trying to abuse, and it's all built on lies, deceit, and manipulation. If there is one person who gained anything from all this, it's Dogpack. And purely out of principle, I'm putting a mid-roll ad here. Here Dogpack talks about how Mrbeast scammed everyone by having people pay to get their memes sent to the moon, the rocket exploding, and them not offering refunds. First of all, people have shown proof of getting refunds even before the failed launch, just because it took longer than expected. Second of all, have you thought about a second launch? And as usual, I don't just have to take Dustin's word for it. The news article, which you put in your proof document, literally states the following. However, failure would not mean the end for S Robotic, which is the company Mrbeast paid to carry a copy of the hard drive filled with the memes. It's certainly going to have some impact on our relationships and our ability to secure additional missions in the future. S Robotic already has a contract to fly another robotic lunar lander mission for NASA later this year. And this conveniently went unmentioned in your video.
3 years later, the spaceship finally launched, carrying beautiful pictures of deceased loved ones to the moon where they would be immortalized. It fucking exploded.
Side note, here Dogpack also uses another very manipulative tactic where he shows this stinky dinky scrap metal rocket instantly exploding, which made people believe that Mrbeast was really trying to nickel and dime this entire space mission, while in reality the actual spacecraft carrying the hard drive was a high quality Vulcan Centaur rocket made in collaboration with NASA as well as the ULA.
Vulcan rocket, launching a new era in spaceflight to the moon and beyond.
Stinky dinky rocket, high quality spacecraft carrying the hard drive with memes from Mrbeast. Dogpack's manipulation, reality. But Soggy, what about the insider knowledge he has from working there?
In my opinion, as somebody who worked for Mrbeast,
it has been proven time and time again, he only worked there for 20 workdays. As a new employee in like a 250 to 300 employee company, you're not gonna get much credible insider knowledge in 20 days. But he also...
Yeah, no, you, like, 20 days working at a company, especially one such as, like, Mrbeast, you know the ropes a little bit. Not, like, the whole, like, detail. For a company like that, I would imagine you would have to work there for like probably months on end in order to like get any useful knowledge from the company, right? Man, and like when his qualifications of like being the ex Mrbeast employee came into question, he would always use the qualifications of like the anonymous Mrbeast employees that he has had help him with the video. But like so far, all the information that they've been giving him is pretty bad so far.
But he also had anonymous text messages from ex-Mrbeast employees. Well, see, I have two notes on that. One is that I feel like anonymous text messages can be used as tangible proof if either you have the receipts to back them up, or you as a person can be trusted to not have faked or manipulated them. Which, I don't think we can trust Dawson on that one. And two, even if those messages are from legitimate ex-Mrbeast employees, they're wrong. This text, for example, which Dogpack uses as a foundation for Mrbeast rigging his challenges, according to them, after a shift change in the 100 Boys v Girls video, no girls were eliminated when closing off their circles, so it was pretty much rigged. They think? Okay. love the lack of confidence in their own claims, and the lack of confidence makes sense. Because if you simply watch the 100 Girls v Boys video, you can clearly see a girl got eliminated during that part of the challenge. And in this behind the scenes video, you can even see how many cameras they had to make sure the challenge wasn't rigged.
So we could constantly monitor it. This is the kind of stuff we don't normally show. We had to have 6 or 7 people here monitoring every angle, because if they just touch the red line, they're out.
He also used this video as a prime example of Mrbeast never using random subscribers, even though multiple people who can be identified by their nameplate can be proven to be random, non-influencer contestants from outside of North Carolina.
They are never random subscribers. If you subscribe, you will not win $1 million.
I subscribed to Mrbeast and literally won $1 million.
Oh, that contestant had to get out for her job? I guess you forgot she's your hiring manager. I actually recognize a lot of people.
You wanted to specifically point her out because of how bitter you are that she fired you.
In this video, including Jimmy's own girlfriend.
Yeah, Dawson. Because they were filling in for contestants who had COVID at the time. You can see Mrbeast's girlfriend publicly talking about this in a podcast from years ago, by the way.
I saw on your Twitter that you were in the video 100 Girls vs 100 Boys for $500,000.
Yes, that was an accident. On the day, everybody had to go for COVID tests, and a lot of people came, got their COVID tests, and they tested positive. And the girls somehow ended up with way too little contestants. So I got a call randomly from the studio, and they're like, we need a female.
What, you wanted them to let contestants with COVID participate in the challenge? And in this podcast, she also says that the contestants were informed beforehand that even if they lost, they'd still receive the $5,000 prize money.
Which was the plot twist. Even if you leave, you get to keep the $5,000, which makes it easier for people to leave the circle.
Yeah.
So the goal was, it was sort of a psychological test, really.
And the people know that if they left, that they would still win.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the big plot twist, which I'm a huge fan of.
So not only were you wrong on all accounts, this is probably the worst video you could have possibly tried building your case on, that Mrbeast challenges are rigged. And then your only other example of this accusation is the "in 10 minutes this room will explode" video.
I want to show one more example. This is a real-time video, meaning that time elapses the same in the video as it does in real life. And the timer is clearly added in post.
Okay, this is just getting embarrassing at this point, but you sent me this picture, Dawson, to seem more credible by proving you were on the set of a video. And if you look real closely at the picture that you took, you'll notice that it's the set from the 10-minute video, where you can see that the timer was in fact not added in post.
So you could assume that producers might be off camera with remote switches to trigger the flow of water.
Assume my ass. You didn't assume shit, you're breaking your NDA by spreading confidential info you knew from being on that set. And yes, I do give permission to anyone whose life got damaged by Dawson French to use my video against him in court.
The producers might know how...
Ooh. Imagine the Mrbeast lawyers and Dogpack, they have to watch this whole video.
How long it takes for the water to clear out of the room, so they could sort of decide on the fly how many turns of the valve it takes, or just when to trigger the water in general to make the results close.
No, they did it for safety, as to not force someone to exert extreme force trying to turn valves underwater in a room submerged in water. Just like they replaced contestants who had COVID with employees, because for safety.
Screw safety. Screw safety, says Dogpack404. Listen, okay? Remember, this is the same guy who wanted to have orangutans in like a Mrbeast challenge video at one point. Can you imagine imagine if Dogpack was in charge of like making the YouTube videos. Oh my god, that guy would be a menace. A straight up menace.
Reasons. A thing you so vehemently claim they lack at the company. Same with this video, where a safety team forced the Mrbeast crew off of their raft in the 7 Days Stranded at Sea video for about an hour because of this dangerous lightning storm. Wait, what was it you said again?
You can clearly see there's no one in the shelter. These are their empty beds. But you didn't spend the night soaked, Jimmy. You slept on the production yacht.
Oh yeah. You lied about them allegedly sleeping on a luxurious production yacht. No, they were forced to stay on a rusty barge for about an hour for their own safety and went back on their raft as soon as a life-threatening lightning storm passed. And here is video proof from the rusty barge.
Oh, dude, this is high class.
Wow, what a luxurious yacht!
Dude, that's that good shit right there. Look at that.
Now you can still argue about the fact that they went off of the raft, but I don't think it's faking a challenge when you're forced by your safety team to leave your raft once to get on a rusty barge for about an hour to sit out a life-threatening lightning storm, to then get back on the raft as soon as possible. It's making sure people don't die. On one side you're preaching, the Mrbeast company isn't safe enough.
Wow.
But then you use every single example of them actually implementing safety protocols against them as if they're doing it to rig challenges or not always use random subscribers. Do I really have to explain why they don't use complete strangers in challenges that include a man and a woman having to stay together in a small enclosed space for 100 days? Pick a side, Dawson. Do you want them to fucking die for a challenge, or do you want them to be saved? Guess why the 24 people in a circle for $1 million video didn't get published, which Dawson insinuates was some elaborate scheme to force more people to buy shirts and then they'd run away with the profit.
We're gonna have 24 people, we're gonna put them in 24 different circles, $1 million on the line, have some fun, you know what I'm saying?
Also, this video never happened. There is no Mrbeast video of 24 people in circles competing for $1 million. So like, did they just pocket the money or what?
Well, again, it was because of peak COVID. And this time, I'll let a contestant who took part in that 24 people in the circle for $1 million challenge explain what happened.
Oh, here we go. Actual fucking interview. This is what I love about this video. The actual fucking interviews that he does with the people mentioned. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. My state just had a lab escape. Oh my god. They still out there? Oh my god. The monkeys are out there. Dude. We should let Dogpack make a we put 100 orangutans in this room challenge. That would be grade A content.
I've heard that you were in the 24 people in a circle compete for $1 million challenge.
Yep.
Can you talk a bit about how you were invited to that challenge, what kind of happened, why it was never published?
Mrbeast started that 24-hour live stream where he was signing t-shirts and giving stuff away for that challenge. So I threw that on. I'm like, look, we'll just put this on in the background. We'll watch it the whole time. And he was giving away tickets, and I just kept blowing up the comment section. I didn't even buy a shirt. I won one of the invitations through the comment section on YouTube.
Oh, for free, as like a free participation, no purchase necessary, I guess.
Yeah, during like the height of COVID and everything. It was actually in November. We quarantined for 2 weeks. It was a super nice hotel, like, 2 bedrooms. They'd bring meals to our room 3 times a day. It was good food.
Yeah.
Just wanted to keep everything.
I want to be a contestant now.
But he's safe and make sure that we're doing protocols the best the way that we could to engage in this video. We all COVID tested, did a giant circle. There was 24 of us, and right in the middle there's $1 million. And we competed for a few days. All of a sudden, in the middle of the night, one of the subcontractors that worked for the team came in and kind of rushed the gun and didn't wait for his COVID results. And he tested positive. And Jimmy came out and he's like, guys, I hate to do this, but one of the guys on the crew has tested positive. I got to keep you all safe. So they canceled the video and they apologized. They sent us all home with 10 grand as an apology. After the new year in January or something like that, we actually got the call again that they were going to refilm this video. And they brought us all back out. And they're like, it's not going to be a 2-week quarantine. We're going to do like a 4 or 5 day quarantine. And during that period of time, pretty much everybody got COVID, including myself. Like, he's just like, I'm so sorry, but like, we literally just, we can't do it because everybody's sick, but we'll make it up to you in the future. And again, even then, he gave us like financial contributions to help.
Did they split just like the $1 million over everyone?
Exactly.
Or they just split the entire $1 million prize money over every 24 contestants.
Dude, that's still a shit ton of money. I would please let me be let me be a contestant. Let me be a contestant. I don't care if the video doesn't make it. Just give me the money. Just give me the money. Goddamn.
They took the $1 million and divided it through the 24.
They gave you guys $1,240,000 in total, I guess.
To stay in a hotel room.
Jesus Christ. You guys get the point that this guy is about as trustworthy as Richard Nixon during Watergate. And at this point he has broken his NDA, committed serious defamation time and time again, and in the process harmed not just Mrbeast, but also several other innocent people, who clearly mean nothing more to him than collateral damage. I'm actually surprised people don't want this guy sued, but hey, I'm no lawyer, so I don't know what's illegal. So I called one, and what Dawson is doing is surely not legal. By now, the results of an investigation done into the Mrbeast LLC by an external third-party law firm have been shared and completely aligns with all of the evidence I found. So if at this point you still choose to believe this guy, I kindly want to ask you to stop watching my video and continue putting crayons up your nose while drooling over Dogpack's face. Hey! What, however, is legal is the second illegal lottery.
But almost any clip you do find will have some new violation of internet gambling or sweepstakes laws.
I thought it was him. I was like, keep going. Wait, really? Let's go! Wait, it's literally like his initial. Who is it? My cousin. Wait, really?
Actually, that's illegal.
Actually, that's not illegal. Only immediate family can partake in your sweepstakes, and the cousin is not immediate family. It would have been illegal to exclude Chandler's cousin unless if specified in the rules of that specific giveaway. And your snippet isn't from those rules. It's from some lawyer's equivalent to Stack Overflow.
So here's a clip of Tyler forging, or maybe not forging, using Mrbeast's signature. And again, I'm not a lawyer. I think this is fraud.
Maybe ask your immediate lawyer next time, because your opinions are fucking stupid. It's completely legal and fine to use someone else's signature if they gave you formal consent to do so, and it doesn't devalue the signature.
Months later, Mrbeast signed shirts again, but this time it was a 24-hour live stream with way more illegal lotteries.
Nope. Mrbeast had no purchase necessary in the...
And like the illegal lotteries, the Ava Chris Tyson stuff and the Delaware stuff was like my real concern, and it seems like he's debunking a lot of this. Like, holy shit, Dogpack fucking, he didn't reveal shit about Mrbeast this whole time. It seems like he didn't reveal shit. What the fuck, man? Yeah, let's go. Oh wow, because like we have to remember, technically, Dogpack didn't reveal anything about Delaware. He didn't reveal some secret about Ava. All the stuff he's been all the stuff that he himself has been quote unquote exposing has turned out to be like flat out lies.
The description, and even though they did say things like,
would you guys prefer that we throw money in random orders or that we throw items in random orders?
Yeah. Somebody screamed in chat, I want to switch. Hey, buy a shirt.
If they ended up picking out of both free and paid entries for those giveaways behind the scenes, which there is no reason to believe they didn't, well, then that is legal in live streams. However, I do agree that it's very scummy and manipulative advertising in my opinion. Now, even though I have disproven most of these accusations, there's still a few that I have to investigate deeper. And since Dogpack404 declined every interview offer, the only other place I could dig up the truth is in the belly of the beast. Oh man, North Carolina? Isn't that the boring part of the US? Oh well. Now, on my 8-hour sleep-deprived flight, I had a lot of time to think and watch Minions, and there was one question that just kept bugging me. Why did Dogpack commit such serious defamation and violate his NDA? Why risk your entire life just to spread lies about a YouTuber? So I went over everything I knew about Dogpack to try and figure out his motivation. I rewatched his first 2 job applications for Mrbeast, which both got denied, and they seemed obsessive at best and pretentiously unprofessional at worst. I went over his personal Reddit account, that 5head guy, which, for the geriatrics watching, 5head is hip internet lingo for when a person says something very smart, so he's calling himself very smart, which is pretty pretentious and cringe. I was starting to see multiple patterns here. Hundreds of obsessive posts and comments on the Mrbeast subreddit. New Mrbeast interview just dropped. Feasible designs. Him being pretentious, saying he would do shorts better than the current shorts team at Mrbeast. Rants whenever people criticized his video IDs. Another third 15-minute long obsessive Mrbeast job application where he goes into depth on viewer psychology, showcasing how aware he is of how how every small piece of a video can be used to manipulate the viewer in one way or another. It now made sense why Dawson used the exact same content cop outfit as iDubbbz, or why he kept repeating his videos weren't monetized, or how he was able to frame and manipulate every lie as if it were the truth. It really all was viewer manipulation? This entire Reddit account just seems like the online embodiment of an...
Yeah, and he's mad that they fired him. And so now it's like, oh, you like his way of thinking is like, oh, you dare to fire me? You dare to fire me? And so obviously now he's just like going full like scorched earth, wanting to destroy everything that they do. Dogpack's allegations are like 95% bullshit, lol. I thought a shard was when your forehead, lol. I guess the large head, a crowd reclaimed that one. Yeah. Honestly, Dogpack, man, he's I'm curious what he's going to be saying if he ever responds directly to this video.
Unhealthy Mrbeast obsession. So then I went over his erratic DMs to me where he threatened to slander me with nothing but false claims. Luckily when he did that I still had bulletproof receipts, so Dawson had no choice but to back down. Nonetheless, this once again proved to me how Dogpack accuses and tries silencing people without any fact checking and completely tries warping the truth to push his personal agenda. So was he really just doing all this because his ego couldn't accept the fact that he got fired from his dream job after only 3 weeks at a YouTuber he was obsessed with? Maybe I'm gonna get some more answers at the Mrbeast company, but for now, I'll just rewatch Minions for a third time.
Hi, Dustin Harris. You are the, well, rogue employee. And I first of all wanted to ask you what you do at Mrbeast, what your role is, and why you decided to reach out and correct some of the accusations that have been made.
I worked for Jimmy almost 6 years, going on 6 years. I've been a writer, director, producer, production coordinator, an assistant, executive assistant, head of production, head of creative, head of construction, you name it. I've done everything that I can do in this company, and not just to see people slander the work that you've done, but to know that it's lies and misinformation will make anybody speak up, to be honest.
Hi, Emily. You worked at Mrbeast. Can you tell me how long you've been working there?
I've been working there for shortly over a year as of like 4 days ago. I'm the ideation strategist right now, ideation generator, coordinator, so that's my official title.
If I remember correctly, that is also where Dawson worked, or for the internet, Dogpack 404 worked, So he worked closely together with you.
Yeah, it was me and him in the department for about 2 weeks. It was just the two of us, and Hoodie was overseeing us.
Everybody calls me Hoodie because all I did like back in the day, 8 years ago, was run my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/Hoodie. I got to work all over in different departments. I've been in creative, I've been in ideation right now as far as thumbnail.
When you're saying ideation manager, I guess then you were the manager of Dawson or Dogpack 404.
I was the manager of Dogpack 404 for a time being.
I've heard some stories of people feeling kind of off when he was hired, and I was wondering, why did you hire him?
I didn't hire that guy.
Oh,
no.
He's like, that wasn't my fucking decision.
I inherited that man.
Oh, okay, you didn't. Okay, how did that come to be then?
You want to know? So the real thing that actually happened was he applied to Beast while I was still the creative manager. He applied to Beast twice, and I saw his interview and went, interesting. He's got an analytical brain.
Yeah.
That's not creative. Like what he's talking about just won't fit what we're trying to do with our videos. So I turned him down the first time.
Okay.
Then he applies a second time a couple months later.
To ideation, I guess.
Still the creative.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, nah, this guy's still like, he's got like an interesting mind, but I don't know. I think he'd probably fit somewhere else in like a different department or a different channel. Who knows? He's clearly smart, but nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. A void opened up, something random happened. He spawned in on the channel, just randomly in ideation. I got summoned into a room and got told.
Maybe someone felt pity for him and decided, you know what, let's give this guy a chance.
By our leaders, they're like, hey, there's a gap in ideation and thumbnail. I need somebody to go in there and help. Can you be that guy? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go in.
Okay.
And I went in, and that's the first time I met Dawson.
Dawson sent me a screenshot of messages he had between you and him. Can you just verify that these are real? These are...
Yes,
Yeah, okay,
those
so
messages are between me and Dawson.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Can you tell me a bit about your relationship with Dawson during both of you guys working there? Was there something that felt off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, me and Dawson were cordial. Like, I tried to keep it professional. I think he tried his best to keep it professional, but I will say it was a little uncomfortable with just me and him in the office. He seemed pretty disinterested in making genuine connections with people at the company. He gave weird vibes for sure.
Yeah.
And I felt like very uncomfortable working in the office with him. He didn't seem to work too well with others.
Okay.
It seemed like he had no respect for Hoodie. He didn't take any of Hoodie's advice. It seemed like he didn't think he knew what Hoodie was doing. But yeah, Dawson definitely did not like Hoodie. Yeah, did not like Hoodie, did not show him any respect, even though he was his superior and he was trying to train him into being a better ideation strategist.
So there was a leaked document, about like work culture, and there was a line in there. No, it doesn't mean no, and it has a pretty negative connotation. And I was wondering, because you as a woman working at Beast, what was your reaction when reading that no, it doesn't mean no thing? And
yeah, so I actually wrote that part. Like,
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
yeah. That's why it's funny. Yeah, because I actually wrote this thing with Jimmy doing this. The whole reason why this thing exists in the first place is because we are growing so fast people-wise. It's like, okay, how do we give them artificial Jimmy time? Like, how do we teach them what CTR is, teach them what 1 out of 10 is?
Yeah.
Like, how do you say, okay, this is how we think about creative, this is how what it takes to be successful here, based off of the hard things we gotta do. That's the intent behind the document, right? No doesn't mean no is wildly taken out of context, I think, in this situation, because in the way that we mean it, it's a sales tactic. It's like, again, like I mentioned, like you call a crane operator and go, hey man, I need you to drop a jet from your crane. And they're like, huh? No, I can't do that, right? And so for us, it's more like, well, why can't you do that? And they're like, oh, well, I don't have the manpower to do this. And it's like, okay, well, how do we help you get past that, right? Can we help get you more labor? Is it like that's what it means, because like we wouldn't have a company if we stopped at no at face value.
Yeah.
Right? Because if everybody that told us no, we couldn't do some of the crazy things that we've done. In no sense of the word, in the context means, like, as a female, if somebody comes up to me and says an improper comment, like, they keep trying. Like, not at all.
Okay,
you know
because
what I
that
mean?
was kind of concerning, I guess. But
Well,
it makes sense.
not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Okay.
Like, in any sense of the word, it's like, no, like, it's a sales tactic. It's been around long before, like, we put it down on paper.
The truth of the matter is we were 4.5 weeks out of that video.
Jokes aside, person wanted to be censored, but not distort his voice.
And we didn't have a hole or a train. And I don't know if you know anything about digging dirt, but it takes a long time to dig a hole that deep. And the location we ended up shooting it at happens to be a close personal friend of mine, and just happened to have a 50-foot deep quarry that was already dug. And the creative behind the video was that it was an 80-foot hole. So I had to get it dug another 30 feet in 4 weeks, which that much limestone is a lot to do. So we hired a massive excavating team to come out and dig the other 30 feet out. And then the reason that the hole is CG'd in the video is because of safety, right? We needed to create a back wall that the train wouldn't crash into and potentially kill people. So the hole is a little bit bigger than the video that we put lifts and cameras on that were far enough away that the train wouldn't hit them and no one would die, right?
Mrbeast being concerned about his crew's safety? What is this? Clearly Dogpack is exposing all the lies that Mrbeast company has shown us. How fucking dare they? Her explanation of the no doesn't mean no thing fits into how sales works in most companies. No, yeah, because like essentially what you're doing when you're making a video is like you're presenting a sales type thing where it's just like, hey, like, we want to do this thing for the video. how can we help you help us with that video, essentially?
So it was all a safety concern. It was not about faking a hole at all.
War crime stuff, that was a joke. Why did you make that joke?
I didn't work on that video. I was in the company at the time. I was working on a separate project, and I got a call, and they were like, "Hey, Jake's not doing so hot." And so I came in, and the assessment was accurate. He was not doing so hot.
Okay.
I just kind of I was talking to him. I was trying to cheer him up, and I made that joke. It's a war crime. I didn't think it was going to turn into a bunch of thumbnails and titles on YouTube, but it was serious. I mean, it was obviously a joke, it was definitely framed a little more maliciously.
Yeah,
in the video.
They didn't insinuate it as a joke in the video. They didn't show the war crime, definition of war crimes while it's being said. Which, can you talk a bit about, since you were friends with Jake Weddle, did he talk about it afterwards, or do you know, how it came to be that he had such a rough time in that challenge, in that isolation challenge?
Again, I didn't work on the video, so all I can do is I can kind of speculate. So I'll answer you by saying the process we normally go through when we cast. We usually find someone who we think is going to be good for a video, and we usually work with them leading up to the video, letting them know not exactly the challenges that we're going to be doing, but round about the level of difficulty that the challenges are going to be, and then we kind of lay out the challenge, right? We'd never really had that issue up to that point, and we haven't ever had that issue since that point. We've even done videos like the Trap Together video that had really, really similar aspects to the video Jake was in, and they had a positive experience after the fact. I mean, it was a tough challenge for them, but they released these videos after the fact. Now, that doesn't take away the way that Jake felt in that video, and I would never do that. I saw the guy; he was not doing so hot. And I don't know what happened in there specifically to make that happen. I don't, I know Jake. He's not lying when he said he had a bad time. Say I don't want to say that it was 100% Jake is the reason that challenge didn't turn out the way that it was supposed to turn out. Some people approach challenges just completely different, and that's the thing is. My brain tells me that if other people have gone through similar challenges and they've turned out okay, then maybe it's not the challenge. And I'm not the type of person that holds grudges. And I know I still work here now, and I know he's still making videos. And I know people, I have friends that are like, I can't believe you're still talking to Jake Weddle. And I'm like, in 10 years, none of this is going to matter between him and I. And I'm sure we'll have a beer together. Because it's, in the grand scheme of things, my friendship with him is more important than anything anybody's going to say online. When he spoke out, I know what he ran into as well.
That's a mature way of looking at it.
I know he ran into people that sent him hate. I know he ran into people that were sending him death threats. I know that he got doxxed. I know his phone number got leaked. And in that scenario, as messed up as it sounds, he couldn't really turn to any of his friends at Beast because he kind of just
he kind of accused you all of violating the Geneva Convention. Yeah, I can see the problem there. I can see the problem. Yeah. That is just absurd. How did they come to that conclusion? I'm speechless as hell right now. I have no words. This is a very interesting video. I think Soggy has done a great job with this video so far. Dude, Jake kind of did this to himself, though. I think, it's I can feel bad. For the situation he's in, but at the same time, he's the one who decided to say all this shit that couldn't be verified.
Would be kind of a conflict.
Kind of just upset everyone at Beast.
Yeah.
I mean, who does he have to turn to? He has to turn towards Rosanna and Dogpack and all the people that are making these videos about us. I mean, I think he found a family and he found a home. I don't fault the guy for sticking with that little group of people making videos. It just makes sense.
So something I also want to ask you about is about Lokoya Hill, and there was some mismanagement from him towards his assistant. There are some allegations out there, but nothing concrete so far. And can you tell me a bit about what really went on with Lokoya Hill?
Yeah, so just to kind of give you background on when someone reports something to HR, which would have been me at the time because it was years ago. Whenever somebody reports it, I go, hey, okay, like, thank you, I appreciate it. We're gonna make sure that we do everything we can to look into it. Then we always hire a third party company, either a lawyer or someone that's like not here to like prove one person right or wrong, but like a true unbiased party. And so then like everybody talks to him, like the person, his assistant would have talked to them, LaKoya would have talked to them, and any person that they named as witnesses or potential proof of text messages, like pictures, anything like this company would have dealt with. And then they write a report and then they go, hey, here's what you should do, right? And so that's what they do. And then internally what we do is like, okay, the assistant, like, what do you want to happen, right? If it's this, if it's that, like obviously if it's found like he's gone, like that's not okay in any workplace, you know?
If it's like confirmed that there is something,
like of course, like we're not gonna hang on to that, right? And so, and he was like, yeah, I don't necessarily want him to be fired, but like I don't want to be around him, I don't want to see him, like it's just really uncomfortable for me, you know? So we're like, okay, great. So like I actually worked with him to come up with a list of like jobs that he wanted, because again, if the person who he's assisting is not here, like it's like, okay, well now what's your job? So it was like we came up with everything he was interested in, like what he wanted to do and stuff like that, and moved him into a different role. And we said, hey, you won't have to see LaKoya again. We're gonna like move him completely out. It wasn't a secret, like we moved him to a new company idea that we had. He was the only person in that company. He wasn't even on site. He wasn't working in the building. He wasn't anything like that. Like we just said, hey, we think this is a cool idea. Go figure it out. And so he went on his own to go figure that out. And then the assistant worked with us for a long time. And then when he wasn't here anymore, I think it was like almost a year after the assistant like had chosen to do whatever he wanted to do. Then we were like, okay, we'll bring LaKoya back to help, because at this point there's no conflict anymore. So that's really what it was. Like it was no, oh, we're gonna go hide LaKoya over here.
So the issue was that they wasn't there, so seems like the issue was the assistant reported what happened to HR. HR had someone investigate, but the issue still stands that there was a he said he said in this situation. But point is, it's just word of mouth. But they still want both parties to work at the company. So it seems like what they did was you see, but like on surface level, it's still fishy. The issue is it seems like no side can prove one way or the other that like this definitively didn't happen or this definitively did happen. I think Jake hitched his wagon to Puppy Pack, thinking to ride it with relevancy. He just doesn't make good choices, it seems. Oh, yeah, when it comes to that. This seems like a massive gray area, because like I don't know, how many times have we seen like repeated offenders in like big businesses or like Hollywood? They get shuffled around, whenever someone brings up their accusations, right? I think what we need to see in the future is if LaKoya Hill gets repeated complaints against him. I don't know. I still find the situation a bit fishy, if I'm being honest, but as of now, it doesn't seem like it can be definitively proven.
Here, and like, I mean, even now, LaKoya doesn't work for us anymore.
Most of the time he was there was consumed in trying to get an Apple Vision Pro.
Any weird stories circulating or whatever of something Dawson did at the company, or?
I heard that he told the chef that his food was trash.
I heard that story too, yeah. And then he denied it in a video afterwards, and I talked about that, but
I'm not sure how much truth there is to that, but I mean, maybe we could call him and see like, hey, this is Emily from Ideation.
Hey Emily, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Cool. Well, I'm here with Soggy. I wanted to ask you, I have a question to ask you about Dawson, but I want to make sure you're comfortable being recorded first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I heard a rumor circulating that Dawson told you that your food was trash. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first time I actually met him. It was kind of after his tour, you know, of our studio and such, and he actually came over, you know, tried some of the food that we had in the fridge, and then proceeded to tell me it tasted like shit, and that he wishes that we would cater more frequently.
Wow.
Because.
What the fuck, man? It's like, yo, your food dog shit.
Yeah, which is fairly interesting because I'm not sure if I had introduced myself or maybe I just felt comfortable enough.
That's even funny if that's the case. It's like, hey, yo, you the cook? Your food dog shit. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck, man? Why you gotta be mean like that?
Tell me the food tasted like shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
But that's kind of how it went, my first interaction with him. And then other than that, I really had no other interaction or wanting to have any other interaction with him after that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I'm really sorry to hear that, but I disagree. I think your food is great.
Thank you so much. I mean,
Recently, there was this video that started getting some traction. One of the clinics where some of the eye surgeries were happening and helping 1,000 people see for the first time. And they claimed that the Mrbeast company hadn't paid for any of the surgeries yet. Can you talk a bit about that?
Essentially, when we did that video, we worked with a third party. And that third party worked with a bunch of different organizations all around the world because we were trying to spread it as far as we could, multiple countries. Yeah. So we had one center third party that we were working with, and they kind of worked with all these. One of those organizations somewhere around the world didn't receive the compensation, which we only worked with the third party. We paid them for 1,800 surgeries.
Oh, 1,800, so not 1,000.
Yeah. We kept going after 1,000. We just worked with them. And we actually, we did more than 1,000, but the title of 1,000 sounds a lot better. So we just says 1,000 and it looks good. Yeah. So we worked with that third party, and that third party, I don't know what communication error happened between them and the other organization, but some way or another that organization ended up not being funded properly. Okay. And then when it came across our desk that the missing loop happened, we just went around the third party we originally worked with to compensate them. Yeah. And they've put out a video since talking about it.
We're doing a video where we're trying to help people walking.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
Actively, partners have pulled out because of these videos. There are people who will not walk or will have to delay in them walking because of the videos that Dogback made.
That was
unironically, like I was getting pitched ideas like Jimmy trying every drug in existence.
That was also like a serious idea that he had.
Yeah, I joke. It again goes back to like the no, I'm joking. Because if I pitch you an idea of like Jimmy tries every drug and you're like that's sick, I'm like, yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, but if I would go like, that's kind of weird.
I'd be like, whoa,
it's a joke.
Whoa. He's leaving just enough room to where it's like if they think it's a good idea, he can take credit for it. If it's a bad idea, he just like, well, you know, I was just joking anyway. I was just joking.
You're taking that weird. I was just putting that in as a joke. Like that's crazy.
How in depth he went on like how viewer psychology works. So he obviously knows how like every part of a video can manipulate the viewer in some way or form. And you can see that both by that video he made to apply at the Mrbeast channel, but also you can see that just in the videos he made. Yeah. You know, the Mrbeast, the fraud videos and stuff. He accuses the Mrbeast company of really trying to psychologically target children and like manipulate children. Is there any truth to that in the ideation team? And like, did he try to bring his like skills of a viewer psychology into ideation? Did he try to do
that? Yes to that. Yes to trying to bring his skills of viewer psychology into ideation, and also trying to like bleed it over to creative. Yeah. So that way we could figure out like, okay, well, you know, psychologically a near miss is going to be the craziest thing that we could do here. We should do that, which he has on his like Miro boards, where it's like the exact things that he calls Jimmy out for. If he was here for longer than a month, he would know that we were actively working at aging up our content, because that was something that we were like very cognizant of is, hey, we should make our content something that is appealing and enjoyable to like people who are older. Like who are the people that aren't watching our videos? Probably 30 to 40 to 50 to even 60-year-olds. How do we make our videos enjoyable for those guys? Yeah. So,
right, because like you can rely, like, we see this with a lot of YouTubers, is that they get like a dedicated children audience, but eventually that children audience is going to grow up, and the next set of kids who are watching YouTube are probably not going to like the content as much, right? So yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to like age up your content as the videos continue. I didn't like my free lunch. Pity is me. How can people bitch about the food? Good grief. If you don't like the free food, you can buy your own food with the wages you're making. Same with the Apple Vision Pro. I know, right? It seemed like his whole game plan mission for working at Mrbeast was to get the Apple Vision Pro. He really wanted that, guys.
So we're hitting a general audience. Now you could argue, yeah, a general audience. I mean, we need to make a video that like a 10-year-old and a 90-year-old can understand, which is the same for the challenges that we have to do in videos like that anyways. When we do a video like ages 1 to 100, fight for blah, 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 we have to make a challenge so simple to understand and easy to process that a literal 1-year-old and a 99 to 100-year-old can understand. Yeah. Like, we need to keep that in mind. Yeah. That's just generalizing.
Is Mrbeast evil?
I went all the way from America and back, and all I gotta show for it is this ugly plushie and this fart gun from Minions. And the interviews I held, by the way, which did clarify a lot. I think I personally finally realized how big of a company and how many people actually work at Mrbeast. It's not like a small 10 people thing as it was a few years ago. And I'm glad that the interviews clarified Jake Weddle's experience and didn't end up invalidating his personal perspective, but did add some context that it might have not been the challenge that was terrible, but he himself wasn't mentally in the best state in life at that point. But there's one more thing I have to clarify for everyone, and that is the illegal lottery number 1, which on my flight back I finally found some proof that the first illegal lottery was in fact illegal. There was no purchase necessary in the description, no mention of it at all. Yeah, it was illegal. And personally, Jimmy has to own up for it. Either by donating the amount of profit he made in that live stream to a charity, or by refunding everyone who bought a shirt in that stream, but that's like so many years ago, so I don't know if that's a possibility. Or do a giveaway live stream where everything is given away for free, with no merch sales attached. However, I do also want to note that most YouTubers, including me, didn't know that you could do something like an illegal lottery. So since only the first one was illegal, I feel like it might have been a mistake. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like that was probably like... It seems like... Because like, if that's like the only one he's done it so far, right? Where it's like there's no like... where he doesn't have like the no purchase necessary thing. And then he has it in every following lottery thing. It seems like either someone on his team or maybe he talked to a lawyer, but it seems like someone eventually did tell him like, hey, when it comes to this kind of stuff, you have to make sure you do X, Y, and Z, and he's been doing X, Y, and Z since the first mistake. So I can't say. I can't come to the conclusion that that's necessarily malicious. I think that was a very stupid mistake done by a growing YouTuber.
No, I can't say that for sure. Just as the question if Mrbeast is evil isn't for me to say, but that is again for you, the viewer, to decide. Because there is some shit that he should be criticized for and has to be looked into. I know CoffeeZilla is doing an investigation into his crypto stuff, and once that releases, I hope that clarifies some things. Because those are some serious allegations. And that wasn't of like stupid adolescent Jimmy, 19 years old, and hiring someone without doing background checks. That was like 3 years ago, way more recent, that he should be held accountable for if he did commit crimes with crypto. So yeah, go check CoffeeZilla's video on that once it releases. I couldn't really investigate the crypto stuff because I don't know shit about crypto, and I didn't want to be hypocritical like Dogback and talk about shit I don't know anything about. Because that's basically what Dawson has been doing for the past few months. I feel like Jimmy has to become way more transparent because that is how he got in all this trouble in the first place. They really have to start a Mrbeast behind the scenes channel to upload behind the scenes footage there. And stop with the deceptive shit. When you do a sponsor read, don't make the yellow bar go real fast at the start to make the viewer believe that, you know, oh, this advertisement isn't gonna take long, I won't skip over it. But then at the end of it, make the visual timer suddenly run way slower. That's not just deceptive, I think that's pretty disrespectful towards your audience. And I know that there are still questions that you guys probably have with stuff that I just couldn't address because there is so much, but I can forward you to some other people who have talked about stuff that I might have forgotten in this video. You know, if you want to know some more about Beast Games and the Beast Games lawsuit, definitely check out Stucky's channel. He did a great deep dive on that, and I made many other videos on the whole Dogpack Mrbeast situation. And again, once CoffeeZilla's investigation on the crypto stuff is out there, I highly recommend you to go watch that, because that'll clarify a lot of stuff that I don't know anything about.
So yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Soggy yet, please go and check out Soggy's, or am I going to watch CoffeeZilla's video? I'll probably privately watch it. The thing is, like, much like Soggy, I think I have watched a couple of CoffeeZilla videos in the past, but like, admittedly, I'm not knowledgeable on crypto. If I do watch it, it's probably going to be like a members only thing, maybe. But guys, that's the end of today's episode. Thank you all for watching. First off, we gotta shout out all the lovely members of this channel, because you guys are the best. Let me get the members list up shortly. Here we are. First off, we gotta thank the man, the myth, the legend himself, the one who's went further beyond with the support. We gotta thank Pigeon Salad for being a Super Nerd 3, the highest tier. Secondly, we gotta thank I Have Loved the Stars Too Fondly and Tim's for being Super Nerd 2's, the Ascended supporters. And finally, we gotta thank all the Super Nerd 1s. This tier you can join for just 99 cents. There's Nick's Gotcha Simp. We also have Gigi Hearts, PG the Bimbo, Lady Nerdiest, K-Huck, McMuffin, Daniel J, and Annie. Thank you guys so much for all the support you've shown this channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for future content. I am Nerdy John.